This is why I think AI is making most people dumber, and my solution on how you can fix it. So, I've been using AI a lot, probably too much. I recently had an agent extract out all the chats I've had with ChatGPT in just the last year, and this wasn't counting Claude or my own app, which is an AI journal. And this is also just the last sort of year, and I used it a lot before this, but it extracted out 3 million words. 2 million were ChatGPT's responses, 1 million were my own. And 1 million is like the length of Harry Potter. It's a lot of words. Like, I think 1,000 words is a couple pages, single spaced, like 4 pages, double spaced. 1 million words is about 1,000x that of just me prompting ChatGPT. And I actually believe I've gotten smarter through this process by talking more to AI. Hear me out, because I think most people don't actually prompt enough in terms of volume of their actual thinking processes into AI. Most people have such shallow prompts, and they're just like, make me this, or I need this, and do this. Really like short prompts, right? And what that does is AI is amazing. AI is this beautiful, intelligent, like the greatest thing humanity has created in terms of, expression. AI can do that thing for you. But what you end up becoming is you just become the source of these prompts, and you become this almost cog that's just like moving things around. I don't know if cog's the best word, but like you just become this spider web. I gotta be better at these analogies. But you end up just like taking from AI and putting it somewhere else, and then going back to AI, grabbing something and putting it somewhere else. But what I've done this last year, instead of these short prompts, is that I dump my actual thinking and my opinions into AI. So I'm not just asking it, like I create an app, right? That's such a weird way to say that, but I have an app called Sahaj, right? And I spend hours every day building this app and moving it forward. And I could very easily, say like, okay, I need this onboarding. Like when people come to create an account, they got to go through these steps. I could easily ask AI, create these steps for me on the app. The app, just create this for me. And then it would really just come up with like a solid structure, solid questions, and everything else. Except what I do instead of that, because I don't know if you've ever done this stuff before, but if you were to actually make that and just run it on ads, it's going to be trash. It's not going to work. It's not good. AI is not good enough to just come up with like an amazing product onboarding for an app that's going to print you money. Like that's not good enough yet. Trust me, I've worked in like 20 plus companies doing this type of work. It just doesn't work. And so what I do is I ask it and I tell it, this is what I think the onboarding should be. I think it should look like this, and I think that if we have these types of questions, like it'll make the user feel seen and good, and they'll be able to arrive at this aha moment. Like I give my full thought process and everything to it. I'm not asking the AI for its opinion. I'm merging my own opinion with the AI's database of what it has, which is trained on like what the entire humanity has, like put into it. Like it's trained on a lot of raw information, right? But instead of just accessing that information, I'm merging with it, almost like Neuralink. And like Neuralink is Elon's project to put a chip in your brain, and he wants to connect that to like a super intelligence, right? Like this is the closest we can get to that. If you can really just dump your real opinions, thoughts, and everything, what you think is the solution to the problem, and give that to AI. And if you want to take this a step further, like, because the next step, it would give you like a good quiz, right? Or a good like onboarding flow with your new opinions on it, or whatever thing that you're trying to make with it. The next step of this is if you start arguing with that. And so if you're using coding agents, I highly recommend this. Instead of just going and implementing stuff for your code or your app or whatever you're working on, really force yourself to write whatever you're trying to do, and force yourself to really solve the problem through writing. And then with your writing, with whatever you created on whatever you're doing, give that to AI and ask it to think through coming up with a plan for what you should do next. And AI will come up with a plan, it'll come up with everything. But then, even before using that, start arguing with AI and look through everything it said and be like, nah, this is weak, this is bad, this needs work, and this is just stupid, this is wrong. But also say, this is really strong. I actually really like this part. Can you go deeper into this part? And this underlying habit, it's not just for coding. This will apply to if you're using it for whatever work, whatever homework, whatever business problem that you're trying to solve, or if you're even using it for journaling, like I did with those million words. Like in any of these processes that you're accessing AI, do this sequence of dumping your raw thoughts and then arguing with the result of what comes next. You're refining what that response is. And so AI doesn't become this thing that you're just asking to answer your questions, but it actually becomes a medium. It becomes a way to visualize your thought processes and also filter in all of the intelligence that AI is trained on. And so you get to merge your own thoughts and paradigms and worldviews and beliefs with what the entire of humanity has also accumulated, which is what AI is like the gateway to. Like that's a frame to think about it in. And I know it's not perfect, but that's really leveled up my ability to become smarter rather than dumber with AI, because instead of just, taking from it and asking it to do things for me, I'm instead challenging my own beliefs, my own skills, my own views on the world with what it thinks. And so now I'm becoming a smarter person, and I've really noticed this level me up quicker in terms of making better decisions for my clients, for my app, for everything. So I highly recommend trying this. Really dump your thoughts, dump your raw expression into it. You could do it with voice now. It's super easy. Instead of just asking it to do things for you. And then refine that plan, refine the taste, and then you can go and put that into whatever you're doing. But just adding those few steps before, it prevents you from becoming dumber. Try it out and tell me what you think. And if you want more videos like this, check out the channel. Peace.